Okay, so welcome to the part two um, of our project from where we stopped. So this time around, we are gonna work on the JavaScript. Yeah, mainly focusing on the JavaScript. So this is where we stopped on our previous class. So the next thing I'm gonna do is in my JavaScript file, which is main.js. I am going to select all the things we have here and make them function. So the first thing I'm gonna do, just gonna paste this to get all this thing. So the first one is I use a constant variable to get select from the HTML index file, document.query selector, then input g, then input. Then I select the input field. Then I use the toggle icon to select the icon, which is this one over here. Then I use the ripple to select the ripple over here, which is this ripple here. Then I use the span, which is this span, the one that is increasing, that is the p bar, the one I call p bar, that is the strength bar or percentage bar. So the one that is going to be adding weak and all those stuff. So for this one here, this span here. So then finally I select the S label and I call it p label over here. Then I put a character, special regular expression, or characters like that, special characters that should be sorted out from regular expression. So I haven't done that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create an event that is going to handle, that is going to listen to an input. Whenever I'm inputting this, something should run. That is, the function should run whenever I'm inputting value on my form. So for instance now, if I'm typing on this form, as I'm typing, something should be happening as I'm typing. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm going to pick the one that I've selected, that is the um, pass input. So I'll say pass input dot, oh sorry, pass input, not password, pass input. So dot, I'm gonna add event listener. So it's going to be listening to inputs. So whenever I'm inputting, it should listen to the input. So I'm going to create a function. This is the function that is going to run whenever I'm inputting. So I'm going to call it handle pass, as handle password for short. So I've not created this handle pass function, which I'm about to do. So this is the function. So I'm going to call it handle pass, then the parenthesis, then I'm going to put in a curly bracket. Then what's the function of handle pass? Handle pass is going to be checking the length of um, what is inside. That means the number of things I have typed inside the form. If it has reached to a certain number, then it should take an action. If it has reached a certain value, or yes, something should happen when it's reached a certain value. So the first thing is I'm going to create an if statement. So the if statement is going to pick the pass input. Then it's going to check the value. You know that a form always have a value, so it's going to check the value. So if I click anything, it's going to bring out the value. So for instance, now I want to console log. Let me log whatever I'm typing. So let me log pass input dot value. So you guys should see what I'm doing. So for instance, I click on this, then I start typing. Let me bring out my console. So you can see, as I'm typing, it's telling me it's showing me what I'm typing there. So the more I'm typing, the more it's showing. So if I click on S now, you're going to see WHSS. If I delete it, you're going to see the last line I've inputted there. So if there's nothing there, you're not in there. If I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you'll be seeing them. You can see it. So it's detecting. Then if for instance I want to get the number of things that I've typed, I put length GTH. So this is going to tell me the number of things that I've typed in that form. So for instance, I only put 2 values like QW. There are only 2 things there, so it's going to indicate that it's 2 things that I've inputted. If I add 1, it will tell me that it's 3. If I delete it, it will tell me that it's 2 that is still on the form. And if I delete it, still 1. And if I delete it, nothing happens. Okay, so we are going to go straight to what we are about to do. So I'm going to pull this out, uncomment this. So now, if the value dot length is equals to, that's equivalent, let me use that word, is equivalent to 0. If it's equivalent to 0, then what did I want to happen? I want the percentage, I think I call it p label. I want p label inner HTML to be set to, I want it to be set to 0% because there's nothing there. 0%. Then I want it to run a function known as add a class. Oh shit, no? Control Z. Add a class. So that's the function is going to run whenever everything is 0. So this function is empty. That means nothing is going to happen. But I'm going to create another if else statement, another else statement. So if else, or else if, else if password input dot value dot length is less than equals to 4, then I want something else to happen. So what do I want to happen? I want the percentage, the p label, that means the percentage label, it should not be 0%, it should be now 3%. It should be 3%. Okay, sorry, let me say 33%. So dot inner HTML, inner HTML to 33%. So then I want it to add a class. The function add class should add a class to whatever is going to add to it with, and the class should be weak. That means the password that is less than 4 or 4 is a weak password. So it should is a weak password. That is the indicator. So it's going to indicate that it is weak. So I'm just going to copy this so that I'll be kind of a little bit fast. Copy. Then I'm going to paste that. Then if less than, let me call it 7. Then I can put average. There. Then I can change the percentage to maybe 54, or let me say 66. Then I'm still going to paste that. So if less than 10, less than equals to 10, then I'll put it to good. So then if less than let me say 13, so I can add strong there. So this good, I can set it to 70. Then I can set this to 100. Let me put 78 or 79, then 100. So you can see this. So this alone is going to run. So the other thing, so for it not to display an error, I'm going to create the function add class function, even though there's nothing inside. So function add class parentheses, then curly braces. So this is the add class function. So let's run it and see. So I want to use it now. So if, let me get rid of this. So I type W, it's giving me 33. You see, it has increased. It has increased. The more I'm typing, it is increasing. So I expect this should be up to like 13. So I delete everything is set back to 0%. So you can see that. So that's for the percentage, is handling the percentage part of it. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I want it to also detect special characters. So special characters, and I'll say else if, so you can remember here I called a special character SPC, which is this SPC. So I'm coming over to this place to make changes to the code. So SPC, I will say what should happen for the special character. I can just put SPC. So I'm going to call a function or a method tests. Then the test is going to check the password inputs dot the values. So if we check the values and there is any of these special characters in this regular expression here, there's any of these things here, an action is going to take place. It's going to return true. It's going to return true. So if that is true, then what did I expect to happen? Okay, let me add one thing again. So I'm going to copy this because let me put this dot length. Let me copy this and add it to the code. So, and I paste this is less than equals to, let me say 5, no, let me say 6. Then you can also, I'll copy this code. That means due to the fact that it has a special character, then you should consider it as a strong password too. So we are good to go. So if for instance I want to test this, I'm using this now I need to type all those before it reach 100. But if for instance I type this and now add one special character to go, okay. So let me see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, well, just 11 before it makes it strong. Well, that is okay. So if there is any special character and it's less than equals to 6, so you should make it 100. So that is for that. Then the next thing we're going to do is on our add class function, we're going to put class name. Just look for random names. You can put anything there. So whatever that is in this place, whenever it's running strong, add class strong, automatically this class name is being set to whatever we have here. So whenever this is running, when I'm typing, if this was less than equals to what, 10, therefore what's going to happen is going to set this to what, 78%. So why this is not really active, because it's towards the ending part. So if I can remove this code and maybe take it somewhere here, so maybe I can cut this and I can take it somewhere close to 0. Okay, so I think this should work better. So if there's any special character, this is going to run. As far as less than 6, then the rest can think of running. So now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to add those things to our class list. So we know we have a percentage bar, so we call p bar, which is our p bar. We have selected the p bar, so I'm gonna say dot add sorry, dot class list. I'm not adding anything. Dot class list dot remove. So I want to remove whatever that will be set there. If I did not do so, whenever I'm deleting it, it will not remove anything. It will still remain at a particular distance. So I need to remove everything there. So I'm going to remove everything and make sure everything is empty. So I'll just copy this, control copy, control and paste. So I'm going to remove weak, I'm going to remove average, I'm going to remove strong, I'm going to remove good. So I'm going to remove all those things there and make sure nothing is there. Then if everything is set, so if there is a class name there, then it's not empty as the previous one, then I want the percentage bar, I want percentage bar, the class list, to add any of those class name that was imputed from our form. So I'm just going to put the class name there. So let's see how that works. So I'm gonna type, so you can see that. So as I'm typing, it's making changes. So that's it. So let me see. Can you see that? So if I put any special character like @ hash, it's completely 100%. If I put this and put that, 100%. So you can see. So the special characters will just boost it straight to 100%. So whenever I position that special character at that point, is where it's going to be boosted. So now the next thing we're going to do, we are done with our indicator. So we are going to do our hide and show with our REPL. So whenever I click on the toggle button, the monkey, then I want the an action to take place. I want it to hide and show my password and also bring out the ripple effect too. So I'm gonna add click, then that is going to listen to an event click. So sorry, dot add event listener. So then a function hide show is going to run whenever that happens. So now that we have done that, so we are going to create the function. We are going to create that function. So hide show. So it's going to be hiding and showing our password. Okay, so what's the first thing? We are going to get the type. We want to get the type because this is how this is going to work. For instance, if we check and the type is a password, whenever we are clicking and we check that the type is a password, let it change from a password to a text. Then if the form is set to a text, when we click, let it change to a password. So we are going to check if which type it is. So I'm going to create a constant variable and I'm going to call it type. So you can call it whatever you want to call it. So we have a pass input dot get, so I'll say get attributes. So which attribute are we getting from are we trying to get from our input? We are trying to get the type. So let's check this and see. So if we log this out, what is type? Let us log it and let us hear what's gonna tell us. So nothing is here. So when I click on it, it's telling me that type is a password. When I click on it, still type is a password. So therefore type here is a password. So I'm gonna take that off. So I'm gonna create a statement. So I'll now say if type is equal to password. What I want to happen for that is, okay, let me put this in quotes. But the equivalent will still work because it will still check whether it's this thing, but actually it might not work. You might consider it as um, if, an argument or stuff like that, so it won't work. So it's better I'll put it in quotes. So if the type is a password, then I want our pass input dot the type. I want it to set it back to, or I want it to change the password, the type from password to a text. That's the first thing I want to happen. Then I want my toggle icon dot the inner HTML. I want to change that guy too. So I'm gonna put it in quote. Then I'm gonna put this monkey that is opening his eyes there. Okay. Then for the ripple effect, I'm gonna style the ripple effect. So what's gonna happen to the ripple effect whenever I click on it? So dot, I'm gonna style it. So I'm gonna put dot CSS text. So this one is just like styling everything and not styling a specific stuff there. So um, I'm gonna look for this character we use in um, E6 of JavaScript. So what we're gonna do is you're just gonna write your code like normal CSS as you write it in CSS. So say border radius radius. So border radius, we are gonna set it to, we're gonna set the border radius to 4 pixels. Then we're gonna set the width, width. We're gonna set the width to 100%. Then we're gonna set we're gonna move it completely to the right hand side of this thing of the form. So you take the full width of the form. Then once the Z index, just want it to go back to the page, like the back of the form. So I'll say Z index. So I'll set it to -1. -1. So you can see that. So I've set it to -1, and that is that. So I'm gonna close the statement here. Then should in case come in should in case whenever we click on it we did not discover that the attribute, the type is a password, then this other code block of code should run. So I'm just gonna copy this. I'm just gonna copy this and come over here. and paste it there. So I'll return back this from text to password. Then I'll return this to the monkey that's closing its eyes. Then I'm going to return the radius back to 50% to form a good cycle. Then I'll return the width how it was in the CSS, so it was 35 pixels, so I'll change that to 35 pixels. Actually, will not make any changes to the height, so I still think the height still the same. Then I'll return it back right to 10 pixels. Then I'll return this to whatever value it was, over 20 or whatever. So if we run this and we check, I want to see if so for instance, I'm done typing, then I click on that. Okay, so let me push this. So wow, okay. Okay, I think my ripple effects look cyclish, so I need to add a height. Let me make the height 100%. 100%. Then let me change this back to height. The height should be 35 too. So let's see this. So typing, then okay. So okay, that's okay for that, and that's the only thing we're gonna do. So um I think I'm not missing anything. So thank you for watching, and please don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to my channel, and have a nice day.